Hello, my loves. Hello. Welcome to this SP, this relationship, this love reading. If you are here, then that means this video might be for you. We're going to get into it today, see what's going on between you and the romantic energies around you. I'm a Taurus sun, Libra moon, so I try to keep it tapped in to the love energies, very much Venusian, very Oshun, if you know, you know. So with that being said, let's get into it. Just cleansing the space really quickly. And I ask Spirit to please give me guidance and protection for myself as well as the collective as I perform this act of divination. I'm very thankful for the opportunity and hope that this is able to give the person I'm talking to the guidance that they need to help them move forward on their spiritual growth journey. With that being said, I'm going to take a couple cards from the Tarot Nefertari, which is like a ancient Egyptian themed tarot deck. And then I will pull some love oracle cards from that deck. And if necessary, I will go ahead and pull some keepers of the light oracle cards for advice. All right, so let's get into it. Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to perform this act of divination. And I thank you for your protection, your guidance, and the clear and concise messages that I receive for the collective. Ashe, Amin. All right, baby, let's get into it. What do I need to know? What was going on in the past, present, and near future regarding the collective and this special or specific person, as well as, as well as any lessons that we can extract or take away. All right, so in the past, you look like you got options. The world is your oyster. You have options. You have options. I don't know if you're using the options. I don't know if you're entertaining the options. I don't know, but you are very attractive. Thank you. Yeah, the Magician. You are very magnetic also. I just want to show you the artwork on the cards. Like, isn't this fun? Isn't that nice? I love the gold on the cards. And then you have the Magician here. The Magician is actually my favorite card in any tarot deck because it is the only card where all of the suits are visible on the card. So you have the Cup, which is the emotional. You have the Wand, which is your physical actions. You have the Sword, which is your thoughts, your mental space. And you have the Pentacle, which is your material possessions, abundance. Could be money, but could also be other things. So very magnetic, very much. You might have did a little manifestation ritual during one of these little full moons is what I'm hearing. I know this is like hyper specific, but I'm talking to somebody specific. Just let me cook. You did a little manifestation ritual. You think you're slick? You did a manifestation ritual. I see what's going on. And you wrote down all the qualities you want in the person, or you recited it. It could have been during one of the full moons or new moons that had happened. I'm hearing this happen sometime between June of last year up and through December. So you were very intentional. You know what you want. You know what you're looking for. Even if you didn't write it down, like, you know exactly what it is you want. You know how you want that person to look. You know how you want them to smell. You know how you want them to talk, how you want them to chew when they eat. And so you have all these options coming in, but it looks like none of these options so far is the person that you were hoping for. Including the person that you were likely dealing with in the past. So in the current position, you have the Ace of Swords. So you're thinking about all of this in a new way. You have a different perspective on relationships and love now, likely because of this previous experience that you've had with being so magnetic and attracting. You might have been going on like a million first dates because you just didn't resonate with these people, so they would just never see you after the first date. You might have started talking to people, y'all, text for a little bit, and you realize, like, ew, like, you're not my type, like, you're not the person for me, like, my man, my girl wouldn't say that. Like, keep it pushing, like, so you are Queen of Wands into the Ace of Wands. So you have something new coming in. You have something new coming in, and it looks like because you're doing things very differently. Like, you have a mindset shift. Maybe you had a more anxious attachment style when it came to your relationships and you cling on to your partners. You're not really doing that anymore. Like, I'm hearing a lot more self-sufficiency is now coming into play when you deal with people. And so this mindset shift that you're adopting now, it looks like that's what's going to carry you forward into the future. Let me actually turn these around. Maybe that would that would probably make more sense. And so with that, you also have the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is really interesting because part of it is nostalgia, like you looking back on your previous experiences and what you learned from them, smiling at some of your previous experiences, even if it was with people that you would not associate with now. So you're looking back on some of your previous experiences in the near future, your previous romantic experiences, and you're chuckling to yourself. Maybe you're laughing at like the kind of nonsense that you used to accept. Maybe you're kind of, chuckling at some of the dysfunction of your previous relationship, I'm kind of hearing. And so you're able to not really take yourself too seriously, and you're able to learn from what it is that you've been through, which I think is really beautiful. What is going on in the present moment? Thank you. The Four of Wands. So you're taking a victory lap. The Four of Wands is a really interesting card because it can be interpreted as like taking a celebratory stance with others, but it can also be interpreted as like a union, like a wedding, which I'm not saying you're going to get married tomorrow, but the Four of Wands can also be interpreted as a union between yourself and someone else. So you might be, since it looks like you've left someone alone in the past, which it's not explicitly coming out here, but with the world, you having all of these options, you didn't get here by mistake. You definitely learned something. Matter of fact, why is the World card here? Thank you. Yeah, I want to know. You have the Knight of Swords. So you dealt with a determined yet immature energy in the past. So somebody that was very, like, if you gave them a million chances, child, they would take all the million chances, but they would fumble you like in every lifetime type energy. Like they would ruin the connection. It doesn't matter how many chances you gave them, like they just were not up to par. They weren't up to standard. So it doesn't really matter how many chances you gave this person, like they were going to mess it up every single time. They were going to self-sabotage every single time. Another card that flew out here is Judgment. So you came to the realization that this is not the life you're supposed to be living. This is not the dynamic that you're supposed to be entrenched in. And you realize, like, all right, like, let me get from around you because you're not really what I'm supposed to be on. It's very interesting. What's going on with the future? I'm not going to take it because it didn't fly out. What's going on with the future? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups and we have the Knight of Pentacles. In this deck, it's called the Knave, but it's a Knight. So you have the Knight of Pentacles. So you're able to now start to build, and you're able to also foster this sense of emotional regulation, nurturing. Somebody may also be nurturing you. This is also a very, it's not the Empress, but I kind of see the Queen of Cups as like a precursor to the Empress. So very Venusian energy as well. So it looks like you're meeting somebody or someone's coming in. I wouldn't be as quick to say it's the person that you left behind in the past, just because they were so set in being so chaotic and inconsistent. I just don't really see how this energy is going to turn into the kind of nurturing energy that you need and that you will be receiving in the future. This seems like a whole different energy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the oracle and get a little bit more detail. I would like to understand what exactly the dynamics are between you and this previous person, because there's two different people in your energy. Despite the fact that you have many, many choices, only two people are like making it into the reading, which is really interesting, aside from yourself. So it kind of feels like there's a past person and like they slipped up, and the slip up just seemed to be all the time. Like it was always just an accident. You know what I mean? You ever met somebody like that and every time it's just an accident. I didn't mean to. You always never mean to. Oh, I didn't know. You never know anything. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that. Like, you know, if they were to give you an excuse, you kind of roll your eyes. Like you expect them to give you an excuse. That kind of energy is very distinct from this energy that I see in the future. This person is very much on their grind. They're very responsible when it comes to their finances as well. It's previous energy is not really giving me that. And so as it pertains to the past, I just would like to understand the dynamic a little bit better. Spirit, can you give me some understanding regarding, thank you. So positive mindset manifests gratitude and bliss and blessings. So this is what you were very much craving in the past and what you thought you were going to receive with this previous person. And you just felt as though you were never able to access it. Sometimes you get around people and they literally mess up your abundance. I was saying this I think I did a Libra love reading and I was saying this. And so sometimes you'll get around people and like they will literally mess up your abundance. Like you start messing with them, you lose your job, they cut your hours, your bills start getting more expensive. Like everything just starts going in reverse, and it's because this energy is interrupting your flow. And so that's what I'm getting. Like this person had very inconsistent energy, and so this abundance that you were used to in the past fled from you. Like you might have lost your job or had to quit your job because it was toxic, and didn't really correlate it with this person, not realizing that this person bringing their chaotic, unstable energy into your life is likely what was giving off a lot of that struggle and trial and tribulation energy that you were going toward. What else do I need to know? Thank you. Talking, interested, awaiting messages, text, calls, emails, talking more. I'm gonna be honest, this person, I don't know if you know this or not, but they may or may not have been talking to other people. This is what the card looks like. They may or may not have been talking to other people. So I'm not really getting that you were expecting any type of communication. They were expecting communication, but it was not from you. I'm not really an advocate for going through people's phones. I feel like if you even feel like you have to go through a phone, like it's time to go ahead and call it. Like call it quits. So that's just me personally. I'm a leaver. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just letting you know that this person, like I said, they had a very disordered way of relating to other people. And so they might have still been one of those people that still had like, oh, you know, we used to date or we used to talk, but we're still friends. I rarely see situations where that is like not messy unless they're co-parenting together and they're keeping it like super cordial. I just don't usually see situations other than that and maybe a few other scenarios where people are really able to keep it together. And it seems like this person kind of had weird boundaries. Like they would still be friends, like really close, uncomfortably close friends with exes and things of that nature. Anyway, self-indulgence, self-worth and value, time to heal, shadow work, and self-appreciation. Yeah, this person pretty much starved you of the love and like the value and the validation that you were looking for. There's nothing wrong with looking for that in a relationship. But when somebody's not giving it to you, you have to make an executive decision, and you did, and you decided to give it to yourself. Is there anything else that I need to know regarding the past energy before I move into the present and the future? Is there anything else that I need to... Ooh, thank you. So, oh my gosh. So we have... Oh my gosh. We have quite a few things. We have camera, first of all, reminiscing, making memories, learn from the past, and perception. So this person is going back through y'all's old photos and they're reminiscing, and they're looking at it in the past, going into the present. They've been really fixated on you, fixated on your likeness. If you have social media, they might be kind of looking through your highlights or your page and looking at your media, looking at your pictures and videos, because they don't have access to you in the same way anymore. We also have sunglasses, watching, looking, perception, stalking. So it could be a little bit of, little cyber stalking, right? They could be watching everything you post. They might be looking from like weird accounts. You ever see like weird accounts start following you and it's like a series of like, it looks like a bot account. Sometimes it's not a bot account. Like sometimes it really be that man or it be that lady. Like, so just, keep an eye out for weird behavior like that. We also have teddy bear, interested in you, blooming, romance, flirting, want to date. So this is not, again, this is coming out with the chaser, which is fear of abandonment, chasing, and codependencies. So this is somebody that wants to engage in like that avoidant, anxious cycle and that chaser runner cycle. You know what I'm talking about? Like maybe they run, they flee from you, so you chase, and then you get tired of chasing, so you fall back, and then you fall back, and then they start chasing, and it's this weird cycle that continues on until somebody decides like, okay, like I've had enough of this. This is freaking ridiculous. I do not want to do this anymore. I don't feel valued. I'm having to pour into myself, and I'm still trying to pour into the relationship. It's too much. I don't want to do it. So this person is not going to be able to show up. It doesn't matter how much they try to like love bomb you and show up to your job with flowers and post you on social media and do all this nonsense. It doesn't matter because they're never going to be able to show up as the solid person that you need them to be in order for you to feel safe. And that is the crux of the issue and why you felt like you couldn't be with them. It doesn't matter how it came out, how it manifested, whether it was them stepping out with a third party, whether it was them gossiping and not really protecting your image. It doesn't really matter what it was, leaving you high and dry and letting you suffer when they could have helped. It doesn't really matter how they abandon you. The point is they're caught in a cycle of self-abandonment, so they'll never be able to not abandon those around them. They're only capable of treating others how they treat themselves, and because they are stuck in this very immature energy, and they're never going to really measure up, so they kind of have Peter Pan syndrome, as it were. They're not going to be able to give you what you need. So you kind of seem to understand this now, and you've moved on. You've changed your mindset as it pertains to how you see relationships. What's going on in the present? What is going on in the present? Thank you. Ascending, learning and expansion, transcending, preparing for union, and new phase. So you're getting your mind right. You're getting your thoughts together. You're reflecting on your experiences. You have this new mindset that you're nurturing. You're not really taking ish like you used to before. Like you're standing on business. You're not really playing around. And so this is what opens you up to be able to receive a new love, a new union. Is there anything else? Karmic relationship, resentments and triggers, perception, intensity, and letting go, turmoil and fleeting. So this previous person, I'm gonna be really honest, like this previous person might still linger a little bit. The previous person that was inconsistent and you chose to leave, they actually might still be, they might be lingering a little bit. So like, just be careful what you post online. If you have social media, if you're going on dates and things like that, just be mindful. Keep things kind of low key, not out of fear, but because it's really not anybody's business right now. Is there anything else in the present? I'm also hearing that like this person has like fans, like they have people in their orbit that maybe want to get with them. They weren't really checking for them before, but when they saw that you came around, you might have upgraded this person. So now this person is now this person and their fans are kind of watching you, because the fans are trying to see, okay, is your past person available? And your past person is trying to see, are you available? So your past person also has options that they were playing in your face in the past. They had options, but they don't want none of the options. They want you, and you don't want them. You want this new person, and they want you back. So you also have sword and rose, clarity and truth, revelations, honor and protection, and determination. This new person that's coming in, they're not messing around. Like they're very intentional about you. They want you bad. Like they want you bad. But they're not gonna do the whole anxious attachment thing where like they come in and they try to love bomb you and you do all this inauthentic stuff, and they try to like paint a certain picture that's not necessarily true representation of who they are. They're not really doing that. They're coming in, they're being their self, they're respectful, but like the way that they're carrying themselves is with a lot of integrity. They're very honest. They're a protector. They're somebody that's going to make sure that you feel safe and that you feel provided for, not just materially, but also in terms of spirit. They want to make sure that they're speaking life into you. You and this person might have similar spiritual beliefs. You and this person you might come from a very similar spiritual background. You may frequent similar spiritual circles. So just keep that in mind. How you choose to carry this is going to be up to you. You have free will and you have a choice. So is there anything else that you can tell me? So it seems like you're being introduced to this person and getting to know this person in the present. This is not somebody that is like, oh, I want you, da da da. Like they're like, I want to get to know you first before I even start pursuing you. But make no mistake, they do intend on coming in hot and heavy. They're not playing around. Not enough is what came out. Lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear, and frustration. So yeah, this previous person, they're very much in their feelings, because it seems like their karma for treating you the way that they treated you is actually watching you move on with this new person. You're not exactly putting on a show. Thank you. You're not exactly putting on a show, but at the same time, you're not hiding it either. Like if this person happens to see you out and about, you're not about to duck and hide in the car. Like if they see you with your new boo, they see you with your new boo. It is what it is. We also have cut down, cutting out, separation, stop the pattern. Silent treatment. So you might be blocking your ex on social media. You might be blocking their number. You might be muting their conversation if you have to talk to them, like in a co-parenting situation. But you might be muting their number so you're not getting the notifications all the time. You can see it when you're ready to look at it. And you're having to put up this boundary because this person does not want to stay in the past. They now realize that they've screwed up, fumbling the relationship. And now that they see you with somebody else, they're really, really interested in getting your attention. So just be mindful of that, because this person their energy is very persistent, but not in the way that I think is productive. We also have key on a ring, many options, unconventional, one night stand, and string along. So I'm gonna try to find a respectful way to say this, but this person is essentially looking for you. This past person, they are looking for you and other people. As you're moving on with this new person, they're smashing the entire world. They're running through the entire world, if you know what I'm saying. And they're not able to find you. They're able to find a whole bunch of fleeting connections, but they can never find you again. And that is also part of the karmic lesson. Very interesting. All right, let's move into the future. I'd like to know more about your connection with this new person. So what's going on with this new person? And how they're coming into the life of those that I'm reading for in this collective. What is going on? What is going on? This is such an interesting saga. I'm gonna be really honest, like I've been there. We also have death. The relationship is over, no second chances, grow and transform, what's dead is dead. So I'm not really getting, I'm gonna be honest, you and the past person, they follow you. Like they're not in the present moment. They're still keeping an eye on you. This card looks a little bit scary, doesn't it? They're still keeping an eye on you, but this new person ends up putting their foot down. They end up making it very clear. I don't know if this person is like showing up to your job or like showing up to your apartment, talking about something. You left your charger at my crib. You want it back. The new person, they're like, we're not doing this. And it's not that the new person is not upset with you. They're not mad at you. They don't feel like you're stringing them along or anything like that. They're irritated that this old person doesn't want to stay in the past. So you end up putting your foot down finally, because blocking on social media, muting their number, blocking their number, that wasn't enough. So now you end up telling them, like, listen, it's not going to happen. Like, if you need to see me and my new boo kiss or whatever to solidify in your mind that this is not going to be happening between you and I don't care. Like, I'm not hiding from you. This is over. So you put a final stop to it in the future. This new person has you all to themselves. And like I said before, this is a very solid energy. This is somebody that's going to contribute to your emotional regulation. We have love call here, expressing love, messages of love, thinking of you, informing you. So this is, like I said, this person is very intentional. This is not somebody that's afraid to claim you, or, I don't want to take you on no date because that's tricking. I don't want to do that, or I don't want to do this favor for you because that's doing too much. It's not like that at all. This person does not think in a transactional way. They want to pour into you. They want to love on you. They want to treat you right. And so this is a complete 180 from what you dealt with in the past. You were starved and hungry for love, child. And now you're in this situation where you're finally able to breathe. It might even take a second to get used to, child. It might even take a second just to get your bearings together. So 4 cards flew out when I was shuffling and talking to you. One of them is Cupid's arrow, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation, struck by love. So you guys are falling head over heels for each other, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, especially after such a rough time with this past person. Sometimes a little intensity in positive connections is really nice to dilute some of the negative things that you've had in the past that you dealt with. And it also is nice to retrain the nervous system on how to expect positive things to happen, because when you go through so much turmoil for so long, you start to subconsciously expect it, and then you start accidentally manifesting it. We also have blowing kiss, unconditional love, giving and receiving, fairness and love, affection, return. I'm also getting at this person, they're not selfish in any means, like in any way, they're not selfish. Whereas maybe your previous partner might have been selfish in some ways. This person is not selfish at all. They are very much a giver in every way, in every sense of the word, and they really, really want to give to you. We have heartbroken, deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, grieving in despair, and breakup. So like I said before, you put a definite end to the any possibility of rekindling with this old person, because you made it very clear with soulmates that you have a soul connection, partnership, a new soul contract, and a new life partner, and you found that in someone else. And you are not letting go, and they're not letting you go, stink. Like, this is, woo! Like, they are not letting you go. And you'll know who this person is, because you'll feel a sense of safety. When you feel like the butterflies in your stomach, that's not necessarily a good thing. That's not necessarily a good thing at all. That actually might be a warning, because that person might be stirring up anxiety in you subconsciously, and you're just not picking up on the pattern consciously yet, right? But this new person, you don't feel unsafe at all. You feel very settled and very calm and very grounded with this new person. You feel it's a complete 180 from what you felt with the previous person. This new person that's coming in, this is the person that you manifest. And they might not look like what you imagine in your head. If you imagine like a certain person, maybe you modeled it like off of a celebrity that you like or something. They'll be attractive to you, make no doubt. But this is going to be completely different from anything you've ever experienced before. You have love and engagement ring. Love says unconditional love, self-love and wholeness, affection and attraction, and selflessness. This person is not selfish at all, baby. Like I said before, they are a giver in every sense of the word. You will be satisfied, wine, dine. You know what I'm saying? You will be flying high, baby. You are good. Okay? So just pour into what pours into you. And lastly, we have engagement ring, honey, higher commitment, eternity, partnership, and union completion. This might be the person. You might not have wanted children. You might not have wanted to be married. You might not have wanted a family. You might have been agnostic about stuff like that. But with this person, you're like, oh, I changed my mind. I think I want this. I think I might want to spend the rest of my life with you. I don't know. You treat me so well. I've never experienced this before. You take me to these places. You make sure I feel safe. You make sure it's a whole new world. It's a different world, baby. You ain't never seen nothing like this before. So buckle up. Congratulations. Love that for you. This is, it's hot and it's steamy too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you're walking around happy, glowing. People are like, oh my God, what's your new skincare routine? You like, baby, it's not skincare. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, hopefully, actually, you know what? Let me pull a couple of oracle cards because I would like some advice to guide you on this journey. So can I please get some advice for the collective to guide them on their journey, just so that we can, make sure we close out on a positive note. I mean, this was very positive. You're walking into such a beautiful union, but I just want to equip you with some advice just to keep you grounded. All right. Woo, thank you. Woo, thank you. Okay. We have Mahavatar Babaji, which is soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding. You understand the connections between all things. You're gaining wisdom that you did not have before, and it was through going through this unsavory chapter with this previous person. So you've learned, you fulfilled your half of the karmic contract that you had with this past person. You have learned the lessons and incorporated them into your being. You are moving forward because of this, and you are being blessed because of it. You also have the divine director, intervention, and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you are being guided. Happiness is your purpose. So you are here to experience happiness. You are here to embody the energy of love and of wisdom. And sometimes you have to go through some annoying and unsavory and bitter experiences in order to gain that wisdom. But once you have it, it is yours forever. We have Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Look at this beautiful artwork. And so you're walking into this era of abundance because you're walking into this era of love and self-acceptance. You're basking in the love you have for yourself, and you're allowing somebody else to join you in that. That's really what love is. You are basking in the love you have for self, and that you have for your connection with the divine and your creator, however you'd like to say it. And you're allowing somebody to hold your hand and to bask in that love you have for yourself, just as they allow you to bask in the love they have for themselves. That's really how it should work. And lastly, we have Lord Shiva, transcendence. Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. So you are in this era currently of co-creation with the universe, right? Your vibration, your energy, your thoughts, the way that you carry yourself, the things that you associate yourself with, the people you associate yourself with, the people that you choose not to associate yourself with from this past person that you dealt with, the people who you choose to envelop, this new person that's coming along, that's loving on you, treating you right, treating you the way you were supposed to be treated this entire time. But now you've learned the signs and you've learned what to look for. Now you can co-create with the universe in a more pointed way, in a way that you were not able to do before. So what a beautiful reading. I'm so happy for you. I'm proud of you. I love this for you. I hope this has been helpful. If it has been, please let me know. Drop a like if you would like to. Subscribe if you want to hang out here with me. I try to keep it chill, try to keep it intentional, and I try to send people on their way with a little bit of guidance that can hopefully help them on their journey. With that being said, be well. I will talk to you soon. Bye.